Hello everyone, this is Shining Noctiles, and tonight I wanted to share a topic that has been on my mind today, and I actually wanted to do a similar video as how I did with my last video regarding speaking up. This video in particular is called or my thoughts for sharing this video in particular is called A Battle Still Worth Fighting For. Now, the last few days have been quite tumultuous with everything going on in the news as well as around us, and at least particularly the U.S. But I'm sure same could potentially same could potentially be true also in the other around the world as well. And I've learned that fighting for what you believe in is really something that should be uh, should be thought about because learning to fight for what you believe in, even when you are faced with even when you're faced with a bleak situation, or even when you feel like there's no way to continue going forward. It's interesting to see how when you're able to look at death in the face or look at these kind of situations that that can test your grit, yet still go forward. It shows how you can continue to continue fighting and rekindle your flame. And it's almost like a I actually had a bit of a photo image here where you probably can't see it, but I essentially conjured an image of a raven on fire, where even when you are faced with death or fall, you can rekindle those flames. And it actually reminds me of the Dark Knight quote of Ser Durgu from Final Fantasy XIV, of the greatest flame being born of the abyss. And it shows how a person's fighting spirit can glow out of the darkness, or in this case, how the raven, as being my spirit guide, how it can kind of stoke those flames and reignite them, as it were. And I've really been quite quite glad that I've been given this opportunity to rekindle my spirits, and I hope it's also rekindling others' fighting spirits as well, because learning to speak up for what you believe in, even if others may call you a fool, I believe is something that should be looked up upon, because a lot of people won't want to speak up because they don't want to be ostracized, or they don't want to be called a fool. And especially with the U.S. elections, a lot of people have been afraid to speak of their support for Trump, or for our president, due to them feeling that they may lose their job or be ostracized by a group of friends, or just be harassed. And I think it's important for people to stand up for what they believe in, like the Celts did of Ireland and Scotland when they fought against the British. And I think it's a good thing that people are now finally breaking that barrier of political correctness and are finally um, speaking up against suppression, and speaking up against the media and just other sources that have tried for so long uh, to extinguish the fighting spirit of individuals out there who really want to have their voices heard and fight for what they generally believe in. And I think it's a good thing. I think that it's healthy to feel these things, and it's healthy to know that the fire in you is fighting for something that you genuinely believe in, even if you might lose. And I think some of the greatest battles you can have is giving it your all, and whether you win or lose, the reward at the end is not the prize you receive for the cause you were fighting for, but just the blood, sweat, and tears, and the knowing that you gave it your all. That even if you do have to die, you can die with a smile because you knew that you fought for what your heart and soul believed in. And I believe that's quite admirable, and I think that it's something that I think is good for people to do, to again, to make a stance and to just believe in themselves. And I think that the end of this year, it's really gonna be a bit of a morale boost for people, situations, whether a situation or a cause is won or lost. Just being able to, to finally have the courage to speak up and to fight is just something that I think is really, really admirable. It kind of reminds me of Braveheart, the movie, when the British were outnumbering the Scottish and the Irish, and William Wallace told his kinsman uh, that to rally them to fight. And at first they didn't want to fight because they thought they would lose and die, and there would be no chance of winning. And William Wallace essentially told his kinsman that even if they did lose, essentially that telling their enemy that they were willing to fight even against great opposition was essentially a declaration of freedom and of willing to show that their voices couldn't be suppressed. And I think that is something that is really admirable. And I think that fire is really a really healthy element if you can channel it in a positive way. And I think that although there are some battles that are worth leaving behind, I believe there are some battles that are worth fighting for to the end. And I really believe that the energy and the spirit and the morale and the valor and just all that confidence and just a willingness to invest in a cause and speak up and stand up for yourself, I think is something that is, again, quite admirable. And again, I just wanted to share my thoughts. I felt like that there is good that comes out of these situations, and I believe that if you're willing to channel the fire in a way that can essentially be rekindled once more, and that you can believe in, as well as believing in yourself and even others who fight with you, I think it is something that is well worth walking forward with. And yeah, I just wanted to leave the viewers with those words, and I hope you find this video interesting. Again, I just figured sometimes it's good to have a little bit of a tangent from my poems once in a while, so I can express these thoughts in a more conversational manner. And I think it's really good to talk about these things, if only so people can listen and hear, and I think it's a good thing. Anyways, I hope you all have a good rest of the evening. Bye!